George, can you start doing the comments now?
Absolutely. Right. The lovely Connor Hannon is currently enjoying his footy scram hamburger with ketchup, just in case anyone wants to know what he enjoys. If you ever see Connor around the ground, please buy him a burger. He deserves it. Right, Owen Dorr plays the ball long, and we're underway for the second half. It's Poole Town 0, Sholing 0, in what has been a pretty closely contested game so far between the two sides. Up the top end of the table in the Southern League Premier South, Adam Parks on the ball now, in the box for Poole, picks up the ball eventually, assessing his options as Michael Follovey, the number 19 for Sholing, stalks him on the edge of the box. And the ball goes long up towards Shaquille Gwangwe, but loses the header out, and now Sholing get on possession as Jake McCarthy flicks the ball around the corner, but his pass isn't the best, and Chris Campbell manages to deflect the ball off of a Sholing man. It's a Poole Town throw now on the left-hand side, which Chris Campbell will take. Chris Campbell shifting to left-back after the injury to Corey Jordan. It was Charlie Davis who came on as a substitute, slotted in at right-back, where Chris Campbell was originally playing. Chris Campbell now at left-back, and Ryan Campbell was slotted into the centre-half role that Corey Jordan was occupying. Charlie Davis at right-back, and Sholing play the ball long, and it drops to the feet of Adam Parks, who now looks to distribute the ball long up to the left-hand side of the channel, and Ao wins the header, but it falls to the substitute, number 4, who's just come on for Sholing, for the number 3, who was shown a yellow card in the first half, and then controversially wasn't given a second yellow after clattering Charlie Davis following his clearance right at the end of the first half. Diaz as well there to win a throw-in for Poole Town on the right-hand side, battling in the midfield. The number 22 became a father this year, having a fantastic season for Poole Town. And it's Charlie Davis now on the right-hand side, picking up the ball, the versatile midfielder, having to play it right back today. And Shaquille Gwangwe nods the ball on, and Harvey Slade tries to battle away to win the ball, but the number 4, who's just come on as a sub for Sholing, works it out onto the left-hand side. Sholing now have the ball as the number 20 lays it off. Plays it out to the right to Jake McCarthy, and it's a great challenge from Chris Campbell, who now can release the ball. Billy Lowe's charging forward. Shaquille Gwangwe's on the deck, but Billy Lowe's plays the ball out to Ao. Ao picks up the ball on the left-hand side. Can he take on his man now, 1v1, and gets a shot at goal, but it trickles towards the goalkeeper, and it's not going to be a challenge for the keeper, as Sholing now break away on the left-hand side. And they're not looking to get the ball moving with too much pace as they set the ball back into the midfield. Poole now looking to get back on the ball as the midfielder drives through. And Owen Dorr does really well to intercept the pass. Charlie Davis slips, though, as he passes the ball forward, and Sholing back on the ball. And Sholing in absolutely no rush at the moment and switched the play quite well. So the ball goes out to number 11, but it's stolen by Chris Campbell, and Ao now in possession on the left-hand side. Oh, Sholing throw. Shabibi's giving it to Poole. Oh, controversial there.
Well, second half is now underway. Still goalless here between the two sides. You see us now shooting towards the opposite end of the shed. And the second week in a row we've been shooting towards the other end for the second half. Gone. The referee allowing the game to continue. It is still goalless here. Sholing with the ball at the back. Gwangwe continuing to press, and it's eventually hooked along and out of play by Zach McCarthy, the Sholing number 1. Play on the far side. What are you expecting in the second half then, George? More the same from the first? Just maybe a goal would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think Sholing are probably going to look to frustrate Poole like they did in the first half and try and be as solid as they can and fashion chances when they come. But, you know, I think first half Sholing didn't really have too much to offer up top. But like I said, at the end of the half, anything can happen. Games can change very quickly. And you know, it's that classic cliche, isn't it? A game of two halves, and Sholing could be the better side. But Poole so far looks sharp, looking like they really want to try and win the ball back immediately. That counter press is evident, and you know, Sholing looking to play quite long at the moment. It's not much success as Jake McCarthy tries a little flick and the ball just runs out on the right hand side. Not really getting a hold of the ball, Sholing. Poole definitely at the moment looking like they're trying to start this half with a bit of vigour. Definitely the message will be, look lads, we should be winning this game. We need to take our chances, and if we don't, Sholing could, and you know, if they walk away with a result, it'll be a huge run for them. I think they've had 6 games away from home unbeaten.
Wow.
In the last 6 games they're unbeaten, and that'd be massive for them leading up into that Christmas period, being in a good position.
I mean, you can see not just based off today's performance, but looking at where they are in the league and even looking back to when the sides met in August and showing 1-1. They're a very good outfit for this level, and they've got so many players who have played at the step above. I mean, look at the players who aren't involved for them today. Michael Klaas and Ricardo German, who was the top scorer in the league 2 years ago for Cheshire United. I mean, they've got so much wealth not in their squad. I mean, and you rightly mentioned they made another sub at half-time, and it was the number 4. I think that's Blaze Riley Snow who came onto the field at half-time, and they've got so much depth in their squad to go on. And I think you could probably say, if come the end of the season, if they are in the playoffs, if they do manage to sneak in there, probably rightly so, in fairness, looking at their squad.
Yeah, and I think back in August we were all thinking, gosh, Sholing are, going to be a side you'd expect to be up there. It's just a matter of how far up there they are.
Yeah, coming forward here through Tommy Lee Higgs, looking to go into the area up against Billy Lowe's, who's certainly a difficult man to get around, and Lee Higgs has dribbled it off the pitch, and that will go behind for a goal kick. But again, that's the danger, isn't it, George? They have space to get in behind, and although they're not the paciest team in the league, they rely a lot more on their height and their physicality in the midfield, winning those sort of second balls. They're still a very good side when they do go forward, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm just there. They just showed their quality. I think the intensity there, Doswell will be very happy with, because when they got on the ball, they were really urgently trying to move the ball forwards into good areas, and a bit of bravery with taking the defenders on, just trying to nick the ball past the Poole defence. But yeah, to no avail. And Pooltown now playing the ball long. Adam Parks, goal kick goes straight out, right by the halfway line on the left-hand side for a Sholing throw.
There's a Sholing throw in here. Still goalless if you are just joining us here. Today's commentary is sponsored by Link Homes Estate Agents. Do go and check them out when you can. But it's been an enjoyable first half of football, and I think the second half will hopefully live up to expectations. We just need a goal in this game, and I'm slightly bemused at the fact we haven't scored so far today. But there's still 40 minutes to play in this one. It really could go either way.
I think, by the way, I did do commentary with you for the Sholing away game.
I thought you did.
Yeah, I think you were. It might have been only a half, but yeah, sorry, Connor, I made a mistake there. I think you were right.
Here's Harvey Slade now. Poole on the front foot once again. Slade driving at that Sholing defence, finds Chris Campbell onto AO. They've linked up nicely down this left flank since Corey Jordan's departure, and Chris Campbell switching into that left back role. Lowe's looking over the top for AO. It's a slightly difficult one to control, and he's done well over there, but it has gone behind for a goal kick. And you're probably saying this is maybe the sort of game where you bring on an IK Hill and he can really impact this game.
Absolutely. I think in those dying moments of the game when defence is starting to get a bit more tired, and like you said, there's some good options on the bench for Sholing, but IK could be that player to unlock the defence. And we've seen from Shaquille Gwengwe potentially having a good penalty shout, and AO winning a good free kick on the edge of the box. It could be just that little moment of bravery that wins the game.
It's a great turn from AO there, winning a free kick about 35 or 40 yards out from the goal. This is now a chance for us to launch the ball into the air. We haven't had too many free kicks in this sort of area so far today, but we know we can be dangerous if the ball's right.
Yeah, I think the only issue is obviously Sholing's physical presence, their height at the back. I think whipping the ball in high, the likelihood is it's just going to get battered away. So it's about picking up the second ball and trying to respond from there.
Will be Chris Campbell to take here for the Dolphins. Still goalless if you're just joining us. Campbell plays it short, down the line to AO. Chris Campbell's continued his run. AO looking to go alone. He's got away from one challenge and goes down, and the referee not awarding a free kick there, and both sides still battling away. Slim Sai jumping into the challenge, and the referee eventually giving Pooltown a free kick. It's a little bit argy-bargy at the moment, isn't it?
Well, I think the Poole players have worked out that the ref is just giving anything, really, isn't he? So if a player goes down, he's given a free kick. So Poole are definitely using that to their advantage. I don't know if that's something Pat and Joe have said or the players have noticed, but yeah, he's a sort of ref where as soon as someone goes down, it's a free kick. So they're taking advantage of it, and fair play to them.
Saeed still driving forward here, Slim Saeed. Playing it round the corner. It's a good ball into AO. Inside the area, shoots scores, and it's just about kept in play by Zet McCarthy. Again, that's a chance for Poole there again, George.
Yeah, well, AO finds himself just inside the box, sort of slightly on the left-hand side of the centre, and unfortunately, his shot is the sting's just taken out of it by the defender, and it goes into the hands of the goalkeeper. Sholing now with the ball on the left-hand side.
Dan Wishart and Sholing almost just taking this moment to relax a little bit in the game, because it has been all Pooltown, probably since about the 10th minute in this game. And you're just trying to figure out how we haven't scored yet in this game. Bradley Target playing it down the right-hand side. And another light challenge there, waved away this time by the referee. Again, the referee allowing the game to continue and correctly giving Pooltown a free kick.
Wow.
Well, we'll certainly tell it. George, you said if they go down, they win a free kick.
Yeah,
Well, he's proving you wrong there.
No, I think the referee had realised that they'd cottoned onto it because he wasn't given anything there, was he?
No.
And then eventually gave it to Paul, which was quite surprising. I almost thought he was just going to give into his ways, but no, fair play to the referee. I think he's realised that they're just trying to have a bit of a laugh with the referee at the moment, I think.
Here's Ryan Campbell now for Paul. Still goalless here at Tatton between the two sides. Chris Campbell inside now to Lowe's. Does have Michael Phillippe right on his shoulder, but Billy Lowe's knows just where he is.
Good.
Onto Saeed. Out wide to Charlie Davis in that right back role. Davis round the corner looking for the run of Antonio Diaz. Good defending over there by number 6, Harry Taylor. Who launched it away, and it will be a Pooltown throw on the fast line. I think if we weren't to score in this goal, it would be scoring this game. It would be, points dropped ultimately, whether we were to draw or lose, in all honesty.
It's tough as well because obviously Wimborne away is going to be a really, really tough game. They're doing quite well in the league. So a win today I think would just relieve a little bit of pressure from that one, and obviously getting a draw away from home against Wimborne would be probably quite a good result given the table and their form this season. But yeah, you just feel like a win today would be massive for us. Just to give some updates as well, Connor, in the league, I think Basingstoke still 0-0 with Evesham. Berkhamsted actually 2-1 down to Chertsey now, which is interesting, and that's at Berkhamsted. 1-0 to Farnham. Gloucester 3-0 up at home to Hungerford. Uxbridge 1, Bracknell 1, Weymouth 1-0 with Plymouth Parkway, and Yate 1-0 with Taunton. It's still 3-0 to Walton and Hersham against Hanwell as well.
Results certainly going as maybe you could expect them to so far today. Charlie Davis just about keeping the ball in play and launching it down that right flank, looking for Gwengwe. He's got a tough job up against 3 huge centre-halves today. Harvey Slade jumping into a challenge against Blaze Riley Snow, who's done well here for Sholing and looking to play it forward. Falls back to Sholing's number 4. He does slow the game down a little bit. Now out wide to Bradley Target, round the corner, looking for Michael Phillippe, a player who's had experience at this level and 2 leagues above, and there's a shot there. Falls out to the edge. Reece Wiley with a shot goalwards, and it goes behind for a corner. I mean, 2 big chances there for Sholing.
Yeah, it's been their best move of the game, really. Move the ball on the right-hand side. Good little exchange with Phillippe, who cuts the ball back, and then the effort just deflects wide for a corner. Could have easily found the target and caused problems for Adam Parks, but with a number of bodies in front of him. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent moment now. And I think with their physical presence, their height, centre halves obviously coming up. Mason is a big aerial threat. This will be a good moment now, I think, for Sholing. You can see why they had Charlie Davis in their team before. Imagine him taking the set pieces with the bodies they've got in the box.
We actually recorded 13 assists for Sholing before departing for the Dolphins last season. Corner now for the visitors. Ball into the air. It's a good ball to front post.
There it is.
And there's the opener.
There it is.
And we mentioned Sholing's aerial ability, and they've scored directly from it. It's a great header.
It's Mason. Literally the player I was just saying has got that physical presence and that height. And yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? In this game, in this crazy game of football, you can spend a whole half with a number of good chances and you don't take it, and then Sholing have offered pretty much nothing all game. They have a good moment. They have a moment of quality. They get a corner, and it's a flicked-on header at the near post from Mason, and yeah, it's just so bitterly disappointing for the Dolphins because a point wouldn't have been too bad, but now you're staring down the barrel of a good defence that will try and soak up pressure and hold on to their lead.
Well, we've mentioned so many times today just how good Sholing are in the air and the aerial threat they possess, and they've punished us ultimately. 58 minutes played, and Sholing have taken the lead here at Tatton.
There's no need to panic, of course. Pat and Joe will have a plan. Obviously, half an hour still on the clock plus added time, but Paul will be really disappointed, I think, just given the nature of the first hour of the game. They've been the better side. They've had a number of very good chances. Sholing have been resolute, and I think we did say it, didn't we, that they were going to be the sort of team, Sholing, that would soak up pressure, try and frustrate us, and then take their moments when they got them. And they haven't had many, but they've been clinical in that moment. It's a great corner, a great header, and it's point blank range. Nothing Parks could do, nothing really that could be done with a player as towering and physically impressive as Mason. As the ball now gets worked into the right hand side, Harvey Slade playing out to Charlie Davis. Whips in across. It's a good ball, but Mason, the goal scorer, heads the ball away, and Davis now goes again on this right-hand side. plays a lovely pass outside of his boot to Chris Campbell, switches it, and Chris Campbell now plays it into Ao. Doesn't check his shoulder and has to go back to Salim Saeed, who now looks to take on his player 1v1.
Still Salim Saeed. Back to the edge. Here's Antonio Diaz. Good ball out to Chris Campbell down the left-hand side. Chris across. Really good ball in there. Liver Gwengwe.
Finish.
Here's Harvey Slade now with the chance. Slade shoots. Good block. Still alive in the area. And it's cleared out to the edge. Lowe's back in, and both sides still battling away. Ryan Campbell onto Billy Lowe's now.
Switch it. Good.
Poole Town, despite going 1-0 down in this game, is still definitely the better of the two sides so far. Here's Chris Campbell. Chris looking to launch it into the air, and it goes behind for a corner, and that's a great response to going 1-0 down.
Well, that's been the story of the game, hasn't it? Poole have looked really impressive, but Sholing have just got so many bodies that when we do get in those good areas, there's just so much congestion, so much traffic, and the likelihood is Sholing are going to get a body in front of it. And it's not even the goalkeeper most of the time, it's the defenders who are there just taking shots on the line. And yeah, it's a great moment there for Poole that they just, again, can't find the back of the net. Even when the ball comes out second or third time, Sholing are putting bodies on the line. They're stopping us from finding the net.
Corner here, ball into the air. Really good ball into the box there. Headed away, out to Saeed on the edge. Still Salim Saeed, forced wide. Chris Campbell now, down that right flank, looking to take on target over there. Chris Campbell skips round him with ease, into the air now. Sets it back to the edge. Ao was waiting for it. And it was eventually cleared away by Sholing. Poole Town really pushing for an equaliser in this game, despite only going 1-0 down a few minutes ago. Salim Saeed working so hard to win it back down that right flank, still driving forward. Good defending by the backline of Sholing. Here's Ryan Campbell. Switches it out to Charlie Davis, who's got a little bit of space in time. Now in that left-back role, launched forward, looking for Chris Campbell, and it's headed away again by Sholing. Looking to flick it round the corner, and the away side can eventually deal with it. We'll look to clear it. Poole Town continuing to press high on the back line. Wiley. Slater's there first. Ao now trying to flick it round the corner, and Reece Wiley is in the way again. And that does look like it will be a foul on the far side. Ao bringing down his man.
Substitution for Sholing about to be made.
The third one of this game too, George. I think that probably sums up. I mean, obviously one of them was injury-based. I don't know if the half-time one was. But I think you can see...
Yeah, it's a yellow card, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, number 3 nearly got sent off, obviously, end of the first half. Yeah, it's just frustrating, isn't it, Connor? You know, I think we were saying, weren't we, just how Poole have got to take their chances when they get them against good sides like Sholing, and obviously haven't taken their chances, and then Sholing have had one moment of real quality and they've scored from it. And it's a cruel game. It's a cruel game, football.
And it is going to be Brad Target to depart. And for number 17, Dan Jones coming on. Can hear some kids from the Sholing end making a little bit of noise. Free kick for Sholing on the halfway line, as they've now made their third change in this game. The Dolphins were forced into an early change in this one, with Charlie Davis coming on for Corey Jordan. Free kick now for the visitors as they lead 1-0 here at Tattenham. Played forward. It's a dangerous ball into the box there, and it's almost gone all the way through. Adam Parks actually did really well to be able to bring that one under.
Well, I think he assumed that the defenders were going to deal with it, and then no one got anything on it, and then he had to really scramble across, didn't he, to get his positioning right, and then ended up really clinging onto it for dear life.
Chris Campbell back to Ryan Campbell. And to Parks now. And despite all of Poole's good work in this game, it was Sholing who punished us through Mason, who took the lead about 5 minutes ago from a corner. Launched forward, Gwengwe jumps, doesn't win his header in the air. Now Dan Jones gets his first touch of the ball since coming on for Sholing. Played out to Dan Wishart. Launched forward, and Owen Dorr looking to get in front of Felivi, and he does just that, but only to the feet of the number 20. Tommy Lee Higgs, who's currently on loan from Farnborough, did start the season with Salisbury. Magri inside to Blaze. Riley Snowson inside, continuing to press really high on the Sholing man, and not stopping at any point. Ball over the top. Well dealt with by Ryan Campbell. Back to Parks. George, we need a goal in this game, and it's got to come soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially because Sholing have definitely got the wind in their sails now. You can just see the I just realised actually that was that quote, wasn't it? The boatman. Do you remember sinking the boats?
Yeah. Stole my
I'm
line.
I'm repeating myself as well, saying the wind in their sails. I didn't even mean it to be like that, but yeah, they have got the wind in their sails. They've really got confidence brewing now. You can just see it. And to be fair, the substitutions have made an impact. Paul Doswell currently winning the tactical battle when it comes to that front, but Pat and Joe haven't wanted to make any changes. Only made one because of an injury, of course, to Corey Jordan, which they wouldn't have wanted to make, of course. Would have probably preferred to bring Charlie on into the midfield later in the game. But yeah, you do think for Paul, do we need someone like IK Hill to come on and just have a little bit of energy just to run at the defence and create problems? But it's hard to know where the goal's going to come from, given just how tough and how tight it's been at the back, with Scholing really soaking up the pressure well. And now they've got a lead, they're going to make it even tougher for us.
There'll be a Poole Town thrown right over by the corner flag here. Scholing still leading by 1. There's about 25 minutes to play. Someone's sitting on an ice box there, giving the linesman some harsh words. Not too sure what that is all about. Looks like we are going to make a change, and I think it's going to be Salim Saeed to depart for IK Hill. You could see he was almost touching his hamstring there. Do you reckon this is injury induced?
Yeah, it could well be. I mean, to be fair, just now when he had the ball, he just didn't really look like he had the energy to continue his run. So yeah, it could well be a little bit of something going on there, which suggests he's maybe just not up to continue. But IK Hill, what a player to be able to bring on at this point in the game. We were just saying that could well be his impact, which turns things around for the Dolphins. And even getting a point today would be a decent result against a very good side. But Pat and Joe will have gone out there saying, look lads, at the end of the day, if we want to be a team that's right up there, come the end of the season, games like today at home are massive, absolutely massive. And you can see that Scholing's record away from home has been brilliant recently, and there's a reason for that.
Diaz playing it into the air, eventually away by Scholing, and now they'll look to break through. Tommy Lee Higgs and Harvey Slade is there first. Here's Lowe's. Slightly heavy touch, but he does well to hook it forward. Can only find Blaze Riley Snow. It's a good ball down the right flank. Here's Tommy Lee Higgs now, driving at that back line of Paul, and it's not a bad ball over the top, but Owen Dorr actually did really well to defend it in the end.
Yeah, he did really well. Had to get his header spot on there, otherwise he could have fed Followby. But yeah, I've got to say, I think Jake McCarthy's been fairly non-present in the game in the last sort of half an hour or so. I haven't really noticed him a huge amount. Whether he might have been asked to do a different job. I mean, to be fair, at the moment, Scholing's job is going to be to make life as hard for us on the ball. They're not going to be worried too much about themselves on the ball, because I think like Scholing have done in the last few games, they've been so tough to beat, haven't conceded too many goals really, and I think they're the sort of team where if they get 1-0 up, they will look to stick to that and keep that lead. And if they end up drawing, it's not a bad result away from home, is it? So, but yeah, positive change from Paul. Good to see IK Hill coming onto the pitch. Looks like Antonio Diaz has gone into that number 10 role. IK Hill on the right hand side and A on the left hand side of the attacking 3 in the midfield behind Shaquille Gwengwe, who's had a tough afternoon really. At least 2 defenders on him, obviously, from that back 3. But Gwengwe now goes up for the flick and loses out to the header. Billy Lowe's picks up the ball now and plays it out to the right hand side with Charlie Davis.
67 minutes played here at Tattenham.
Oh, great ball.
It's a really good ball in behind. Harvey Slade across. Looking in there. There's no one there for the Dolphins to fire at home. I mean, that's a really good opportunity and a great run from Harvey Slade down that right flank. You're just waiting for someone to put it home.
Yeah, Shaquille Gwengwe was just ahead of the ball, wasn't he? Unfortunately, maybe just didn't time his run quite right. Maybe the ball, we could argue that the ball wasn't quite where he was looking for it. But yeah, a couple of Scholing defenders were there to get it. Now AO can't keep hold of the ball as it's cleared out onto the left-hand side for Paul. Be a throw-in, which Chris Campbell will take.
Campbell now. Just weighing up his options. Chris throws it into Antonio Diaz. Chris Campbell over the top. It's not a bad ball. AO trying to run in behind. Shouts of a handball there as the ball's launched in our direction. Almost hit us there. Well, I thought for a second that was going to find its way onto Ollie's face there, but thankfully it didn't.
Oh dear.
I think we're quite lucky the fact it's never actually hit us in here as of yet. I mean,
could easily though, couldn't it? One day, right in my face, I reckon.
Owen Doyle heads it forward. Jake McCarthy unable to bring it down, but Sholing keep the ball, and they've definitely grown into this game since taking the lead. It's become much more even out there at the moment, and Dan Wishart, who's arguably been Sholing's best player so far today, in my opinion, plays it inside to the number 16.
So those magic boots, Connor.
Mason. And to Magri. He's looking to skip round Ayo, and he's done that at ease. Launched forward, and it's not a bad ball actually. Out to Jake McCarthy, up against Charlie Davis. So they're two players who know each other well from their time in Poole Town last season. Wishart back inside, and it's now Sholing's turn to dominate the ball in this one. Mason launching it over the top, and that'll go all the way behind for a goal kick. But we need a response in this game, George. There's 20 minutes to play. We need a goal in this game.
I think games like this, mentality is such a huge part of it. You know, when you've had so many good chances and nothing finds the back of the net, and then a team has one good moment, wins a corner, flicked on header, you know, and they're 1-0 up. I think all of a sudden you lose that belief, don't you? You almost start to think to yourself, we're just not going to score today. And it's about getting your mindset in the place where it's like, look, there's a reason why we're third in the league. There's a reason why we've got a player who's scored over 20 goals in as many games, and we've got to go out there and believe we can find an equaliser, and you never know, potentially put ourselves in the window to get a shock result. And right now, you might not expect it, but that's why the mentality's got to be spot on.
Owen Doyle looking for Ayo over the top. The goalkeeper letting the ball go into his hands eventually, despite Ayo's continuous press on that Sholing backline. The score here at Tattenham is still 1-0 to the visitors. Dec McCarthy launching it forward. A slightly better kick than he had in the first half as it's going all the way through into the hands of Adam Parks, who has got on with it quickly, looking for Charlie Davis, who has a lot of time and space to break forward now for Poole. Down that right flank, inside to Harvey Slade. Great touch from him, still Slade. Progressing forward, Chris Campbell's got a lot of space down this left flank, and he's used Chris Campbell now. Cuts inside onto his right foot and back to Ryan Campbell. Ryan Campbell over the top, looking for the run of Ayo and Shaquille Gwengwe. Blaze Riley Snow cushioning it down. Diaz has jumped into a challenge, and as expected, the referee awarding another free kick to Sholing there.
Yeah, it was a bit clumsy from Diaz, wasn't it? I think he knew that if he didn't get the ball, it was going to be a free kick to Sholing. Relieves a bit of the pressure there. But with just under 20 minutes plus out of time, I think Pat and Joe are just going to want a bit of urgency now from Poole. I mean, there's still time, but give it 5-10 minutes, Connor, and Sholing are really going to start to shut up shop, and it's going to be very hard to get past them. They're a good outfit. I think any team in this league would struggle, I think, in this position, being 1-0 down to them with limited time left.
I think at this point in the game, we're really starting to reel our chances now. Jake McCarthy inside. Good turn, and it's a good block by Ryan Campbell.
Brilliant block.
Tommy Lee Higgs still alive here for the visitors. Another ball into the area. Harvey Slade heads it away onto IK Hill. Hill sets it back to Chris Campbell. Campbell goes back to Ryan Campbell. 72 minutes on the clock. Sholing leading by 1. Ryan Campbell. Chance to drive forward with the ball. IK Hill hasn't really touched the ball since coming on, but it's got a lot of space here over the top, and it's eventually dealt with by Sholing. I think that might actually stay in play. It's eventually gone out of play. Down this left flank here, still 1-0 to the visitors. Gwengwe against Magri. He's got the better of him on the first chance, and it will go behind for a corner kick here, George.
Yeah, I'd be pleased with that, Shaquille, because he's had a frustrating game. Has had 1 or 2 chances, one in particular that was obviously a brilliant moment, but too many bodies in the way to stop him. But for a man that scores in most games and has had a number of hat-tricks this season, any game like this where he's coming up against a very strong back 3 with wing-backs, of course, as well, the back 5 at times, it's tough to break through. But a player of his quality, someone who I'm sure has got ambitions to play higher,
ball into the area now. Good ball in there. Both players going for it. It's eventually cleared away by the visitors. Billy Lowe's is looking to win that race up against Michael Filivi. And he's done just that. You knew exactly what Billy Lowe's was going to do there. And just retain the possession.
Bit of intelligence.
An option, though. Set back to Ryan Campbell as we look to launch another attack here. 73 minutes on the clock. Sholing leading by 1. Davis back to Ryan Campbell. Plays the switch out to IK Hill on the halfway line. Down the right-hand side now. IK Hill onto Harvey Slade. Hill on the overlap. He finds Hill again, looking to take on his man now. Slade's continuing
Go
his
on.
run. Still IK Hill, and it's a good challenge back there by Scholing. And Billy Lowe's jumps into that challenge, and it'll be a Scholing throw-in on the far side. And once again, we're just struggling to create openings now in this game, which is a complete different story from the first half, isn't it, George?
Yeah, and I think obviously when it's 0-0, it's all to play for. Both teams have got to kind of give and take a little bit, but unfortunately for us, you know, now that they're 1-0 up, it's going to be really hard to find openings and create clear chances. But substitution now for the Dolphins, Connor.
Henry Spalding coming on for Antonio Diaz here. Diaz, who I actually thought had a really spirited first half performance. We haven't really seen much from him in this second 45. And he's now departing for Henry Spalding, who's another player who's lacked game time a little bit recently, but he's got 15 or so minutes here to really prove himself in a Poole Town shirt.
Yeah, and he's a great squad player to have, and he's also in pre-season. Some of the times he's picking up the ball on the edge of the box, and we haven't seen any of that, unfortunately, because of his lack of game time, what have you, and higher opposition, I guess. But if he could just pick up the ball on the edge of the box and produce something magic, like he did in pre-season, we'd all be absolutely buzzing. And maybe that's something Pat and Joe are looking for. Get him in that number 10, see what he can do. Get on the edge of the box, pick up the ball, and try and create problems, make the keeper work, because we need to create some more clear-cut chances. We need to take them.
Ryan Campbell out wide to Chris Campbell. Good touch inside from Poole Town's number 7, who's breaking forward here. Evades one challenge, it's a heavy touch, and it falls to Jake McCarthy over the top. But Ryan Campbell is there first, and now Poole can hopefully launch another attack here. Out to Charlie Davis. Davis over the top, looking for Henry Spalding, who needs to be careful on the ball. Look to set it back, and Harvey Slade trying to keep it in play on that far side, but Jake McCarthy does well to outmuscle his man.
Well, you can hear the Scholing bench obviously just calling for that compact shape of the team, and that's exactly what they need now. They just want to make it as difficult as possible for Poole to move the ball, which they've done so well for large periods of the game, but it is becoming now harder and harder for Poole to play through the thirds and to play through the lines, and there's more and more of us just looking to try and get on the end of balls in the channel.
Poole can break forward here. Shaquille Gwengwe looking for the run of IK Hill, but it was not the best ball from Gwengwe. It was a mistake at the back there from Scholing. Poole Town still trying to capitalise on it. Gwengwe.
Go on, Shaquille.
Skipping round one man. Still Gwengwe driving forward at that Scholing defence. Finds IK Hill on the edge of the area. Still IK Hill. Great footwork from him.
Unbelievable feet.
Into the area now. IK Hill being shoved all over the place, and it'll go behind for a corner kick here for Poole.
Yeah, you'd almost wish it was IK who had the ball and had played the ball through to Shaquille, because Shaquille just obviously, understandably, didn't quite get the weight of pass right, and then obviously IK could have been on the end of it. It was a really good move after that mistake, and I think this Scholing side, they're not going to give you many opportunities like that. But a good moment there. Brilliant feat from IK, who's had limited game time recently and been on the bench most of the
Davis
time.
to take ball into the air, dangerous ball to the back stick. No one really there. Still alive in the air though. Slade fires it forwards, and now Scholing can look to break in numbers 2, and Harvey Slade. Well,
that's a yellow.
Right, it looked like a clear free kick. He's clearly offside. As Jake McCarthy looking to run through on goal. I'm kind of bemused at the fact the referee hasn't given a free kick to Scholing there, because that looked like a clear foul and a clear yellow card for Harvey Slade.
It was a tactical foul, wasn't it? A clear yellow card and a free kick. I don't really know what's going on at the moment, to be honest. Referee's just going to check the players. Okay, looked like he might have sort of changed his mind and decided it was a free kick, but he's not.
Today's attendance is 482, a little bit underwhelming, would you say?
Yeah,
George?
well, Bournemouth at home today, and I think given that it's a local game, you would have expected a better turnout. I mean, probably would have expected more, close to the 600-700 number, but yeah, also a bit of a cold period, isn't it, Connor? Busy period, so you never know. But yeah,
Scholing's goalkeeper has also gone down now as well. Just time waste a little bit more.
I think he's been on the deck as much as he's been up on his feet, to be honest. Needs to drink some milk, get some calcium in his bones.
While we do have a quick break and play, do you want to give us a run through some more scores?
Yeah, absolutely. God, I feel like we've been just filling time, haven't we, Connor?
Yeah.
Do you want to read some poetry? Tell us a Christmas joke.
There have been quite a lot of stoppages so far in today's games. There's probably about just over 10 minutes to play. There might be a hefty bit of added on time too. Got some scores for us, George?
Yeah, there we go. So Basingstoke 1-0 up against Evesham at the moment. Berkhamsted 1, Chertsey Town 2. 2-0 to Farnham at home to Gosport. Good result for them if it goes that way. Gloucester 5-1 up
Wow.
At home to Hungerford Town. Havant and Waterlooville 2-0 up against Wimborne, which is a great scoreline for them. Not good for Wimborne, who've obviously been doing really well so far. Ideal for us though. Sholing, of course, winning 1-0 at Poole Town at the moment. Uxbridge 2-1 up at Bracknell, against Bracknell, sorry, at home. Walton and Hersham 4, Hanwell 0. Weymouth 1-0 with Plymouth Parkway, and Taunton are 2-1 up away from home at Yates.
The game is now back underway here, and Sholing looking to break forward through. Tommy Lee Higgs sets back inside. Number 17, Dan Jones, and he plays a good ball around the corner, looking for Tommy Lee Higgs, who do well to keep that in play over there. It does go behind for a goal kick. 10 minutes left in this one now, George. A big 10 minutes in this game in our season.
Yeah, and a lot of urgency required now. I think Poole will realise just, I guess, they haven't got a massive number of options in terms of who they can bring on now. I'd say bringing on Addy would just feel kind of pointless at this point. Scott Rolls is unlikely to come on unless absolutely required. So, yeah, it's a tricky one for us now. I just don't really feel like there's many answers, unfortunately, given that Sholing are going to look to soak up pressure, which is what they're really good at. And now they've got that lead, it's going to be very difficult. But they've just got to believe, these Poole players have got to believe there is at least an equaliser in this.
We've seen a little bit of luck on our side at this point in the game. Billy Lowe's doing well to launch it forward. Headed up in the air, both sides challenging for it, and that'll be a free kick. A slightly harsh challenge from Owen Dorr there on Tommy Lee Higgs. Would you say that was a fair reflection? Would you give that if you were the referee there, George?
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because when you're going in like that, I don't think there's any malice in it. It's just two players going for the ball, just clashing, and a player gets a bit of a knock to the head. That's why there's this big response. And I think also, let's be honest, at this point now, Sholing are going to take whatever they can to slow the game down. And a moment like that where there's a collision and they can cause an uproar, it just puts the referee in a position where he has to think about it. And it must be so hard just to concentrate for the whole game as a referee and actually really focus on what's happening, and when those moments come like that, to understand the severity of it and to know what the best thing to do is. But it's a free kick to Sholing anyway, and they take it quick.
Onto Dan Wishart now, and it's ball to the edge of the area, cleared away by Owen Dorr. We'll look to break. I feel like that's a little bit of a waste there, because we probably could have broke forward in numbers if Owen Dorr just maybe put his foot on the ball and slowed it down a little bit. It will be a Sholing free kick, throw-in rather, on the far side. They are still leading by 1 here at Tattenham. Does look like Sholing are going to be bringing someone on very, very shortly.
Yeah, and those extra bodies on the bench, the fact they've obviously been happily bringing on players sort of in gradual periods of the game, rather than like us where we've had a forced change, then a couple of players coming on, who obviously IK and Henry Spalding coming on as impact substitutions, but Addy maybe not quite trusted yet, and also a defensive player. Same with Rolls as well, young, fairly untested player at this level. Yeah, it's a tough one for Pat and Joe. They would probably wish they'd have 1 or 2 tried and tested players to bring on, so they can make 4 or 5 changes in a game. But yeah, good move from Gwengwe there.
Gwengwe doing really well to hold onto the ball, and he finds Chris Campbell out to IK Hill now, and he's got a chance to drive at that Sholing defence. Still IK onto the overlap of Henry Spalding up against Mason over there. Henry Spalding needs to be careful. Back to IK Hill, who's been shoved off the ball, and it's really good defending by Sholing as they launch it forward. And Michael Philivy has now got a tough test up against Ryan Campbell, and he might look to go to the corner with 82 minutes played, and Sholing leading by 1. Still Michael Philivy. He tries to play it against his man, but it only falls to Owen Dorr. Now we can look to go forward once again. Lowe's set back to Chris Campbell. Not too much urgency about our forward-thinking player at the moment, and Magri is there first for the visitors. Falls to Ryan Campbell. Cuts inside, but needs to be careful. He just about got away with it there.
Oh gosh.
Owen Dorr also getting away with one. He goes back to Adam Parks. Nervy moments at the back there for Poole. Parks launching it long, but only to Blaze Riley Snow. Ryan Campbell can collect and find Charlie Davis in our makeshift back 4 at the moment. Still Davis.
It's a really tough situation now for Poole, because you just feel like when we're getting on the ball, they're really just trying to make it difficult for us to have that obvious first pass, this little space. And even when we do get on the ball, they're just closing us down, hunting us down in packs with their pressing. It's really hard to work an opening, but Poole have just got to believe, got to keep working now.
Ball over the top, looking for Gwengwe.
The keeper's come.
The keeper's come a long way off his line there. Gwengwe is being held and shrugged He's done really well to get the ball across and will surely go behind for a corner. It is a corner kick here, George, and maybe a chance for us to get the ball into the area now.
Yeah, and there's a good number of fans over in that terrace in the corner, and they seem pretty convinced that it should have been a foul. Showing player holding on to Shaquille Gwengwe, but he does well to turn and get a shot away, deflected, of course, wide for a corner. And we just need that moment of magic, don't we now, Connor? We need something because, you know, like I say, a draw is not a bad result against a good Sholing side, but yeah, the second that they clear the ball there, you know, Sholing are going to feel another little surge of confidence.
84 minutes play, ball into the air, looking for Harvey Slade at the front post, just about keeps it in play. Set back to Chris Campbell now. Campbell looking to take on Jake McCarthy. Still Chris Campbell, ball into the area. No one really in there, away by Mason. We know how tall that back line of Sholing is. Harvey Slade can keep the ball though. Still Slade into AO, looking to drive round his man. Has done well so far. AO still coming forward, pawn to Chris Campbell. Slightly overhit pass, keeps it alive, and it's defended well by that Sholing back line again. And now they can look to break. For Livy. Holds it up on the halfway line. Still 1-0 to the visitors. Jake McCarthy unable to bring that one under. It'll be another Poole Town throw on the far side, and we've just got to get as many attacks going forward as we can at the moment. I think the other Mason brother, Dan Mason, is set to come on.
But yeah, Poole are really just struggling to find a clear-cut chance now. And Sholing advancing with the ball into Fulivy's feet, and it looks like it might be a throw-in.
Hopefully we are back if we did just cut out there. Hopefully you can still hear us loud and clear at this moment in the game. Owen Dorn out on the ball. It's still 1-0 to Sholing. Not too long left to go in this one. Here's Chris Campbell now. Set back to Owen Dorn. 5 minutes to play, George. Can we do it?
Well, got to believe, haven't we? Doesn't feel like it's going to happen, but just got to believe we can get something.
Ball into Gwengwe. Good hold up from him. Still battling away, but he had too much to do there. The referee, well, maybe a little bit lightheartedly giving us a free kick there, which we'll certainly take at this point in the game, George.
Yeah, I think there's been a few interesting decisions, in all honesty, in this game. I don't think the Sholing bench are very happy with that one. Gwengwe just looks like he kind of lost control of the ball a little bit, and then the ball's turned over, transition, and just given a free kick for no reason, really. But
Chris Campbell with a free kick here, about 40 yards out from the goal in a crossing position. Chris Campbell to take, launches it into the air. Probably not his best free kick, in all honesty. Michael Philivy looking to get in front of Ryan Campbell. Billy Lowe's doing well to deal with it on the halfway line, and Poole can reset. Lowe's inside to Ryan Campbell. 87 minutes on the clock. Ryan Campbell out wide to Chris Campbell now on the halfway line. Poole one last surge in this game. There'll probably be 5 or so additional minutes to play on top of the 90. Ryan Campbell onto Chris Campbell. Driving forward down the left flank again. Still Chris Campbell looking to take on his man. It's a really good challenge, but it is a Poole Town throw-in on the near side.
Oh, it's a really, really tough one, isn't it, Connor?
I do apologise if you can hear the Sholing management team. They are rather passionate about
that's the word, isn't it?
In fairness,
unfortunately, there, Poole are just giving the ball away to Sholing. It's a throw in to Sholing now after IK Hill tried to just set the ball back to Chris Campbell, who threw it in, and unfortunately goes out of play, and it's a Sholing throw in now, deep into their half on the right-hand side. And they'll look to launch it down the line to relieve a bit of pressure. Poole want to get the first contact, though.
Ryan Campbell playing it forward again. The referee rightfully not awarding a free kick there. Jake McCarthy doing his best diving impressions. Charlie Davis picks up the loose ball, can launch it forward, looking for IK Hill down the left flank, headed away by Magri. Inside to Blaze Riley Snow, who looks it long. Michael Phillivy's continuing to run. He's done a lot of running so far today. Ryan Campbell going down. That's a clear Poole Town free kick, and will be a yellow card for Michael Philivy. 88 minutes on the clock. Still Sholing leading by 1. And they're looking to make that change, and they still haven't been allowed to. Here's Charlie Davis now. Into Harvey Slade. Lowe's. He's got a lot to do here. Sholing have every single man behind the ball as it stands. Owen Dorr with the ball on the halfway line. Sholing still leading by 1. Here's Harvey Slade now. Back to Dorr. With the ball in their defensive third at the moment. It's a good ball out to Charlie Davis, though. Still on the halfway line for the Dolphins. Dorr. Into Lowe's, who's got a little bit of time to turn. Lowe's into AO, and it's a good turn too if he can get on the second ball. And Sholing do well to deal with it, and now they can break. Slade looking to get back at his man. Don't foul him there. It's a great challenge from Harvey Slade. Lowe's picks up the loose ball. That is never a free kick. Don't know what he's complaining about. Here's Chris Campbell. Still going forward down the left-hand side. Chris Campbell back onto his right foot.
Oh no,
to take
just
it
done
round
too
his
much.
man. And Magri is coming forward with the ball. He skips around Billy Lowe, still Magri, and it's a good ball in
Good,
behind,
well
but Dawes there first.
He's out of position now.
On to Charlie Davis. Got to send it long now. 89 minutes played. Davis with the ball down the right flank. Launches the ball into the
What
air.
a
Really
ball.
good ball in there. Gwengwe heads it
Oh, what a
goalwards.
save.
And it's
What
a
a
brilliant
save.
stop by Det McCarthy to deny him. George, that could have been the chance.
I mean, that's an unbelievable cross, wasn't it? Beautiful cross from Charlie Davis from fairly deep position. Whips the ball in with some real venom. And the header from Gwengwe was almost inch perfect going in the top corner. And the keeper just clutches it out of nowhere. Brilliant
It's going to be Ade to come on for Chris Campbell here. And I think it may be a case of just sending Ade up top in this game.
Yeah.
If Ade was to score the equaliser, what a story that would be, though.
That'll be unbelievable. Be absolutely superb. I mean, he's a player that I think every Dolphins fan has in their heart. We obviously love Addy from when he played for us on a sort of permanent basis to that loan spell last year when we were in a bit of trouble, and obviously coming now for this month while he's over from America, from the States. If he could find the back of the net now, it would just be pure magic.
Into the 90th minute now. Dan
Yeah.
Mason is on for Sholing. Number 19, Michael Filivi departing. He's going to take a very, very slow walk off the field here. I didn't see how long was added on. I don't think we've had confirmation of the additional minutes yet. We're still waiting. Dan Wilson is asking the question, and we still don't know how long has been added on in this game. Well, we've played a minute of the 90 already, and we still don't know how many additional minutes there will be in this game. I don't think the linesman knows either. A little bit of a joke at the moment,
I
George.
don't think the referees know anything, to be honest.
Well,
Do they know which sport they're reffing?
91 minutes played. Poole Town corner here. Ball to the back stick. Really good ball in the headed
Oh
away
my gosh.
by Mason off the line. Really nonchalant defending from him. Ike Hill keeps it alive. Ike into
Go
Billy
on, Billy.
Lowe's on the edge of the area. Lowe's
Oh.
into the area. Good ball in there, headed away by Mason. He's been on the end of everything so far today for Sholing. Charlie Davis picks up the loose ball and he launches it over the top. Harvey Slade's the target. Good defending by Sholing back there. And they can eventually clear it out of play, but it will only be a Sholing throw-in on that far side. We still don't know how long is added on in this game. We've played 92 minutes almost now.
I mean, do you know what, Connor? This game can just be summed up by saying Sholing have had one clear-cut chance. They've taken it. We've had a good 3 or 4, maybe 5. And that header there, most times, that's in the back of the net. How on earth the keeper saved that, I have no idea. Absolutely mind-blowing stuff.
Well, Harvey Slade picks up the ball in the middle of the park. The referee playing on his own time at the moment. Lowe's, good ball, round the corner, looking for Gwengwe, who's going to
Shaquille.
try and run in behind, but it's good defending by Sholing as it falls into the hands of the goalkeeper. And we are still waiting to find out how many mins are added on here. Dan might as well put up
Yeah, 10
any
minutes.
number.
10 minutes, I think, would be fair.
Owen Dort heads the ball up in the air. Charlie Davis challenging too. Michael Filivi has departed. It's Dan Mason who picks up the ball over on that far side. Ade getting involved, and it's a good challenge from him. And Paul looking to break forward now. Don't really have too many players upfield, but Ade launching it long, and that will go out of play on the far side.
Oh, dearie me. And I feel frustrated for Dan. He's just putting his
Still
arm.
waiting.
A wry smile there as he's
We've played 93 minutes. by the way.
93 minutes and we've not had the board go up yet. It's unbelievable. Just beggars belief. It's an absolute circus out there. I'm sorry.
Slade heads it forward. Sholing still leading by 1 in this game.
Here we
We've
go.
seen the 5 minutes go up. I'm not sure
5
that
minutes
is
from now,
correct.
hopefully. On top of the 3 we've just had, hopefully.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed.
Unbelievable.
Eventually back into play. Both sides battling away of it over there. Ade can launch it long, keeps it in play this time. Blaze Riley Snow picks up the loose ball and hooks it long. That will go all the way over the top and going to go straight into the corner where Tommy Lee Higgs is up against Ade over there. You've got to make sure you don't foul him in that position. It will be a Poole Town throw, but we've really got to get on with it now.
Yeah.
There's not long left in this game.
Not long.
As it is slowly drifting away from us, with Sholing leading by 1 as it stands.
Yeah, and Sholing are going to need to concentrate now because this last minute is where a lot of teams find themselves giving away goals. But I think given the nature of how they defended today, I doubt they're going to let it slip with
Lowe's
only
now.
60 seconds to go.
On to Ryan Campbell. Out wide to Ike Hill. Hill back inside to Owen Dorr, who's just got to send it long now, and he does just that. Looking for Ao up there, he's letting the ball run. Gwengwe getting in front of his man, could be through on goal here. Really good defending once again at the back. Now, number 5, Dan Wishart, who's been unbelievable back there today for Sholing.
One thing you've got to say about Sholing is, defensively they're a top side. They make it just so hard to get any clear-cut chances on goal.
With a throw in here, potentially a long throw into the air. It's last chance saloon for the Dolphins now.
Big throw.
Ball into the box, headed away out to the edge. Billy Lowe's is there, sets it back to Owen Dorr. Dorr playing it back into the air. Not a great ball. Headed away again. Lowe's keeps it alive. Good header from him. Here's Henry Spalding now. Out wide to Charlie Davis. And that's a really, really poor ball there from Henry Spalding. And that might just be that, George.
Just so disappointing, All he has to do is just pass it 5 yards to Charlie Davis and overhits his pass. And that's pretty much it now. Could have been a really good opportunity for us, whipping the ball in from there. But yeah, really disappointing. I mean, it's such a tough game for Poole today. I mean, Sholing, massive result for them if they get the 3 points. That'll be 7 unbeaten from them away from home. A really good run of form there on now. That'll be 3 wins in their last 6. The other 3 games being draws, and Poole's first loss in quite a while, Connor, if that's the way it ends up.
Throw in on the far side. Charlie Davis to take into Billy Lowe's. Lowe's trying to turn around his man, does really well into Slade. Back to Billy Lowe's on the edge. Good football from Poole, and it just wouldn't fall to us. Adam Parks keeping the attack alive here on the halfway line. Parks launching it forward, looking for Harvey Slade. He's caught up in the wind there, and it's been dealt with by Sholing, who can clear it long again, but only to Charlie Davis. Davis on the halfway line here, launches it forward once again, looking for Ryan Campbell. It's getting caught up in the air.
Not great.
It's a little bit difficult to watch at the moment. Ryan Campbell keeps it alive, flicked on by Ade. Shaquille Gwengwe jumping. Both sides trying to force it way through at the moment. Here's Henry Spalding in an advanced position here. Last chance of ball. Ball into the air, looking for Ade in there. Heads it goalwards, and it's collected by the goalkeeper.
There we go.
And there is the full-time whistle, and Sholing take all 3 points in a game where Poole will certainly rue their chances. I don't know how we haven't scored in this game ultimately, and Sholing, despite not being the better of the 2 sides today, have worked hard. They've defended really well, and they've earned all 3 points.
Oh, it's such a bitter pill to swallow, Connor. It really does hurt, that one, because like you said, I think Sholing, obviously they're a very good side. There's a reason why they're up that end of the table. Obviously a few points off us now, a little bit closer to us, but you just feel like on the balance of play over the 90 minutes, we had the better chances. We've had a few moments we've not taken. They've had one moment of quality that's earned them a corner, a good delivery, a good header from Byron Mason, and they walk away with all 3 points, Connor, and an unbelievable save. Genuinely, a huge save at the end there that's given them the win, because in all honesty, most goalkeepers I don't think would have got to that. It was a fantastic save and a great header from Gwengwe as well. But yeah.
It ends in defeat here this afternoon at Tattenham. An enjoyable game all in all, but one where you're probably looking at it and thinking, how have we not scored a goal in this game? But we go again next Saturday, the 27th, as we face Wimborne Town away, a huge local derby. Do make sure you're buying your tickets in advance for that one, because there will be very limited available on the gates on the day. So do make sure you're buying in advance and supporting the team against Wimborne Town in a local derby. If you are unable to make it to the game, we will be providing live commentary. It'll be me and George again for that game, so please look forward to that one. But I will leave it there for today's radio commentary. Thank you for listening. Full-time score here, Poole Town 0, Sholing 1. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.